Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, reporting to you from an undisclosed location in the Midwest United States. Mysterious. And I'm going to share with you the latest in Ripple and XRP news today. Now, this one caught my eye. This is a brand new article from Daily Hodl, and it's titled, "With XRP price, quote, tanking in 2019, does Ripple really belong in the $10 billion club? CNBC analysts debate future of leading cryptocurrency." And on live TV, no less. So, I gotta tell you right now, I'm looking forward to sharing this with you because what they're referencing here is something that I mentioned almost just in passing in a video I made the other day. So I technically briefly talked about it. But the way that they're framing this, the way that they're writing up the story, they're creating a narrative that doesn't exist. They're absolutely doing that, and I gotta call them out for it. The way that they're framing this is not what actually happened. And I'll show you how they're manipulating words from people that spoke on television. So I'm going to run through that. I've also got a rather interesting piece titled, "Total Crypto Market Cap to Grow to $11 trillion in 2023. Yes, that's trillion with the letter T. Look, I don't know about the time frame, and I'm not offering financial advice, period. Moon Lambo don't know what the hell he's talking about. Moon Lambo, can you really trust a guy who has a channel that's called Moon Lambo? Think about it. No, the answer is clearly yes. The answer is clearly yes. No, but look, again, no financial advice. But I will say this before even delving into this article. I am absolutely a proponent for the concept that at least some cryptocurrencies, if you could just fast forward, I don't know if it's 5 or 10 or 20 years down the road, not putting a timestamp on it, don't know, but it would be weird to me if some cryptocurrencies didn't ultimately have market caps in the trillions. That would truly be weird to me. So conceptually, I'm on board with this. I just don't know for sure if the timeline makes sense, but I'm going to share with you the specifics. It's just kind of a fun thing to think through. But before I go any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, but don't smash it. Don't smash the like button because only dorks do that, and you're a super cool guy. You know that. You're not even braggadocious about it. You're just that cool. And go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. All the cool kids are doing it. All right, into this first piece now. CNBC anchor Brian Sullivan is expressing shock and awe after Ripple's recent fundraising round that values the company at $10 billion. Upon learning of the valuation, Sullivan says he did a double take and asked his staff to double check the numbers. Now, without context, what does that actually sound like right there? Again, upon learning of the valuation, Sullivan says he did a double take and asked his staff to double check the numbers. You would think that this would be an individual. It's just like, no. Like, not Ripple. There's no way. There's nothing there. Like that. This simply cannot be. That's how it's intended to be read, right? And here's a quote now. "When they sent me the story, I said, well, Kate screwed up. That can't be a billion. It's got to be a million. What is this?" And so they're framing it as if this is something that was literally stated with that type of tone, with that level of seriousness. That's not the case, though. You know how he actually said it was like, oh my God, it was in like a fun, happy manner, just like, oh my God, this is more like, this is an amazing thing. This person was not being critical, and I think it's fair to say, this is absolutely how I read it. You tell me if you think I'm wrong, that's fine, we can agree disagree then. In reading through this, I read it exactly like they were framing this guy stating, oh, no way, there's no way this is a thing. No, but he was saying like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. It was more that type of thing. And I don't like what they're doing here. And so then the article continues. In a new episode of Fast Money, journalist Kate Rooney confirms the big number and outlines 2019's journey for both Ripple and XRP in 2019. And here's a quote from Kate Rooney. "Brian, you're reading it right. So Ripple announced a $200 million funding round, and that money is not in cryptocurrency. The new cash injection brings Ripple's valuation to $10 billion, making it one of the most valuable private startups in Silicon Valley. But a key lifeblood of its business has been tanking. Ripple is the majority owner of the cryptocurrency XRP and sells it every quarter to help fund the business. Ripple also uses XRP as a so-called bridge currency for cross-border transactions. XRP had skyrocketed alongside Bitcoin 2 years ago. It's now down roughly 50% this year, while Bitcoin has actually rallied 80%. And she did say that, okay, right? But that wasn't, that was, she's mostly just stating matter-of-fact stuff, not trying to be some sort of nonsensical detractor. And again, let me remind you of the headline of this now. With XRP price tanking in 2019, which is unrelated, almost entirely unrelated anyway, they just had to put that right at the forefront in the article. And does Ripple really belong in the $10 billion club? Well, I gotta tell you, the two people that they've cited in the article there weren't really questioning it, they were just reporting it. And look at how they're framing this. And then they state, again, this is the rest of the headline, CNBC analysts debate future of leading cryptocurrency. Also incorrect. They were not debating. I just shared with you the information, and if you could even read through it and find out that part's not true. It's completely ridiculous here. And then noting that the valuation is larger than that of Bed Bath & Beyond, Whirlpool, and Planet Fitness, Sullivan questions whether XRP really belongs in the $10 billion club. And yes, they did talk about this, and that's why, I'm going to keep reading down, but they're framing it like there was just some sort of debate over this. But he does say this. In all seriousness, when you see these valuations, somebody understands something that I don't understand or we don't understand, but you're seeing so much money thrown at these companies. When you look at Uber and all these others that are having trouble, what does that tell you about a macro market? And so again, they're having a discussion about this. Not saying that this shouldn't be necessarily, just talking right here. Stock market strategist Carter Worth says Ripple now has to prove itself and show it can gain dominance in the world of international remittances. And here's a quote now. It's the nature of something that's unknown and new. The dream can be big, and then at some point the child is grown and the dream is gone. That's Pink Floyd. But the point is, that's the nature of anything that's unknown. You can put any valuation on it, and that's what people do. But when it has to prove itself, things can go very badly. And so, again, this is just part of a discussion. There's not some sort of indication that Ripple is or is not worth this. And so, completely disingenuous article, and so I had to call that out. But you know what it does? You know what that article did to me? It burned my biscuits. It straight up burnt my biscuits. Damn it! Now I gotta go buy more biscuits. I already don't have enough free time. All right, moving on. Here's a tweet from XR Patient, who tagged me along with some others in the XRP community, my fellow XRP YouTubers. And here's what XR Patient wrote: "Your wealth will be proportional to your patience." Hashtag XRP community. And of course, while not offering financial advice, I will say that I agree with the concept. That's just my opinion. Because I think that utility matters, of course, first and foremost, and I think that will time just needs to pass for that to really take precedence over just pure speculative frenzy in terms of investments within the cryptocurrency asset class. But absolutely, other people have framed it as this, kind of a similar take as to what XR Patient wrote here, but it's just the idea of you're getting paid to be patient. That's pretty much it. Unless, of course, we're wrong and this all goes to zero. But look, I'm Mr. XR people. I don't believe that for a moment. I could not be more confident. There's the reason I continue to consistently purchase XRP. There we go, though. All right, next. Here's a tweet from Patrick Lee Scott. Facebook acquired WhatsApp in 2014 for $19 billion. Was it because their engineers couldn't build the technology? Of course they could have. And they're referencing Facebook there. Could Facebook not have done it? Well, he says, of course they could. But then it wouldn't come with 465 million users and a brand which 465 million people wanted to be part of. It was about the list, not the tech. And then Dean, who is at XRP Dean on Twitter, responded and just tagged me, didn't write anything else. And so I'm going to make an assumption about why he tagged me here. Now, this Patrick Lee Scott fellow, not familiar, wasn't talking about Ripple and XRP, but I know what this particular tweet made me think of. It made me think of Ripple buying very large quantities of MoneyGram. And so I'm supposing, now if I'm off the mark there, Dean, if you're listening, let me know what's XRP and or Ripple related about this, if I'm off the mark. But my best guess, and I suspect I'm accurate here, is that the comparison would be that there's, and it's not exactly the same, of course, Ripple just buying stock there. It's a little bit different than Facebook acquiring WhatsApp outright. But still, even so, conceptually, I think it's a fair comparison, because you think about the reach that MoneyGram has, and so of course, as more corridors come online, that's just like, it's just instant, instant. I want to say demand, but of course, again, like I said, you have to have the corridors built out. But in terms of the amount of flows, I mean, they're operating, MoneyGram's in over 22,000 corridors. Like, this is a massive thing here. So conceptually, yes, that makes sense to me, and I suspect, again, that's what you're getting at. Hey, regardless, thanks for tagging me, though. Here's a tweet from XRP Crypto Wolf that I actually just came across on my Twitter feed. He wrote, right around this time 2 years ago, XRP was already skyrocketing during the 2017 bull run. It was awesome waking up every single day and checking the price of XRP. I missed 2017, so I'm just reminiscing, but trust me when I say that I'm even more excited for the next XRP bull run. Well, hey, ditto to that. You and me both, my friend. It's a coming, I suspect. All right, last piece here. Total crypto market cap to grow to $11 trillion in 2023. You know, I wouldn't even say it's off the table for one individual crypto to have that market cap one day, you know, if given an infinite amount of time. I don't know what the timeline would be. I'm just saying. All right, so logarithmic analysis predicts new altcoin bull run bubble in coming years. Benjamin Cowan, who has dedicated previous analysis to the Bitcoin potential future price, now looks at the wider market caps of all digital assets. This time, the data for all altcoins and tokens, including Bitcoin, is based on weekly data and is less complete. Cowan has tried to build a trend and a set of correlations based on the movement of the crypto market so far. The altcoin has shown some stunning ratios of peak prices, and it is difficult to estimate the next peak. Potentially extending previous crypto peaks, altcoins may rally as much as 39 times based on performance, though this is the most extremely optimistic scenario. In that scenario, the entire value of the crypto market may reach $32 trillion by 2023, with Cowan warning this is a far-fetched overestimation. So I'm glad he's forthright with that as well. Based on ratios, the next crypto market rally may achieve 313 times earnings from a bottom to top, the analysis predicts, but this does not guarantee an all-asset growth, and separate markets may perform in vastly different ways. Even in the past bull market, some crypto tokens appreciated by a factor of 100, with outliers appreciating by a factor of 10,000. Now, that's why I always say it's true. Like, technically, if you really happen to buy like, you're lucky and you purchase a small cap coin on a whim, even if there's no utility behind it, you're just like, hey, I'm going to gamble my money because screw it. If you do that, yes, in terms of a multiplier effect, you could have a greater return on that than if you invest in XRP during the next bull run for that XRP is a part of, the next parabolic shift upward. But I'm just simply not willing to do that. I'm absolutely not willing to do that. To me, it's based on utility, and I'm just going to let time play out however it does. I don't want to time markets. I don't want to worry about stuff that I don't know isn't going to be here. And technically, you could say, fine, I don't know XRP is going to be here. If you want to get technical about it, okay. But as long as I'm seeing adoption, and I see the way that this is truly globally transformative, I couldn't be more bullish. So again, always reserve the right to change my opinion, and I'll be very upfront if that ever happens. But I could not be more optimistic right now. I love talking about this stuff, and I love sharing my opinion. Not financial advice again, but just take it for what it's worth. Now, periods from peak to peak are also growing longer as the digital asset market matures. Based on the more conservative analysis, the next peak may be $11 trillion, though it is uncertain if 2023 would be the year this peak develops. Currently, the market is getting lower, and the next rally may take a while. Each time, the ROI from bottom to top is getting lower. And I've talked about that before, too. And I was watching a video from DIY Investing. He made this point, and he was just kind of using round numbers, I think. But he talked about, in terms of a multiplier effect, buying from the bottom and selling at the top, it would have been like 1,000-fold increase. But he suspects that since the returns are going to be lesser for the next parabolic shift up, it may be more like a 100-fold increase. I know, think about it, only 100-fold, right? So I'm going to hold on for that one. But conceptually, I absolutely agree with that. But I'll make another video about price, but I don't want to talk about it any further in this one. But that's it for this one. Thanks so much for stopping by, my friend. Good to see you. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!